So you've tried to stop smoking, maybe even a few times, and it hasn't worked. You might think, it's just too hard. Or, I don't have what it takes to quit. You may even ask yourself, why keep trying? Well, most people who've quit for good had to try several times, and they all had one other thing in common. They never stopped trying. Actually, trying is a normal part of the journey to becoming a non-smoker. In fact, it's really common to quit smoking, only to find yourself lighting up again. When you tried to quit before, you might have slipped and had a few puffs or even a couple of cigarettes. That's okay. Or maybe you just said, forget it, and went back to smoking. That's okay too. It doesn't mean you can't quit. Many smokers slip when they try to quit smoking, but it's important to keep this in mind. A slip does not have to turn into a relapse. What's the difference between a slip and a relapse anyway? Let's start with a relapse. A relapse is going back to smoking in some regular way. Picture this. You quit smoking. Then you have a puff or a cigarette. Maybe you think the cravings are just too strong, feel bad about it, or blame yourself. You might even say something like, I smoked because I can't quit, it's too hard. This makes you give up and you go back to smoking. A slip, on the other hand, is having a puff or maybe more, but then you get back on track, right back to quitting. You may feel bad about the slip, but instead of using this as a reason to start smoking again, you look for what went wrong in your plan and you figure out how to fix it. Rather than telling yourself, I can't quit, you say something like, when I'm stressed, I really want to smoke, but I'll come up with a new way to deal with this. Then you keep trying. So how do you stop a slip from turning into a relapse? There are 3 main things you can do. First, instead of giving yourself a hard time, try saying, it was just a slip, this is common, and I learned something from it. I'll change my quit plan. And, now I'm closer to my goal. You might wonder, how are you closer to your goal? Well, you can think about quitting like you're going on a road trip. Let's say you get halfway to where you're headed and you get a flat tire. What do? Do you get towed all the way back home to fix it and then start over again? Do you not go on the trip at all? No, you fix it right there and keep going. Quitting smoking is a lot like this. Just because you had a slip, like a flat tire, doesn't mean you have to start over. A slip does not take away how far you've come already. Any amount of quitting gets you closer to your goal of becoming a non-smoker. Second, think of new ways to deal with things that make you want to smoke, and just keep trying. For example, maybe the next time you're stressed, you can do something like listen to your favorite song, go for a nice walk, or take deep, slow breaths for as long as you would normally smoke. Finally, it's important to never give up, no matter how many times you go back to smoking. Remember, most smokers have to try several times before quitting for good. Slips and relapse are not signs of weakness. They don't mean you can't quit. They are just a normal part of quitting. You never know which quit attempt will stick. If you keep trying, you will quit for good. So, what is the main point here? Never, ever stop trying, and you will become a non-smoker.